Hi everybody, this is Alchemist2 and I'm back again with another series review. I just recently watched Season 2, Episode 5 of In the Flesh. And in this particular episode we see why Simon says what he does about the treatment center in and of itself. And the scientists that worked on him, they didn't care one iota whether he was in pain or not when they were rooting and fishing around in his spinal column. And I thought, it was just that was kind of difficult to watch. And he hears the voice of, I was calling him by the wrong name. He's the disciple, and the one who had been talking to him from the beginning, that was the prophet. He had heard the voice of the prophet. Sorry, my necklace is all messed up, so I'm trying to get the class back to where it belongs. Excuse me. Anyway, he had heard the voice of the prophet, and when he was going through the experimentation from the doctors who had revived him and tried to make him more human. Well, they almost said the word human, and I thought, that's kind of cruel to say it that way, but the one doctor actually stopped himself short, and he said, we're trying to make you like a little bit like everybody else, but you're different from everybody else. Actually, they were talking to each other. They said, they're more advanced, and then he came up with the partially deceased syndrome, the name for the syndrome in and of itself, because it was affecting more than one person. So it distributed itself more like a syndrome, more than just like a just one person having this particular thing, and being undead and whatnot. And they talked about the rising and Rotham. Anytime this week. I'm available all week. I'm available all week. Whole week. You hear me? Hello? Dad? Yeah. I'm available all week. Anyway, as I was saying, sorry about that. Dad and I are trying to get our taxes done. We gotta get them done before the 15th because that's the due date. But anyway, as I was saying, it appeared more like a syndrome because more people were following suit in how they were interacting and different from society. And then he was saying, I'm not sure if this solution will make them more like walking corpses and be able to think and have their own inhibitions, not to hurt anybody else, because Simon in and of himself, when he was rabid, before he was contained and medicated, before they found a way to medicate those who had PDS, before they had a definition for PDS, he killed his mother, and his father comes back for him, and at first you think they're going to reconcile, but it's just so sad. This one scene in and of itself, and this particular episode was just so gut-wrenching. It was it's just, I almost cried because I feel sorry for him. I feel sorry for him because now I know why he wants to kill Kiernan, because it's for the second. He's supposed to be a sacrifice for the second rising. And I thought, oh no, no. This is why would he? No, I don't even know if he can go through with that, because the voice of the prophet told him that the doctors were lying to him, and he couldn't trust the doctors, and this, that, and the other, and it is really involved episode. And there's this one part where the mother-in-law I love the mother-in-law. I don't know why. She's so feisty.
Is there anything more?
Not really.
Think?
Get me some Cadbury mini eggs if you can for tomorrow.
Cadbury eggs?
Please.
Okay.
Thank you. I love you. But, great episode. Just absolutely sensational. I don't know if they did any other I don't know if they did any other seasons of this particularly, but this is the last episode, so I just hope it ends on a happy note. I don't get a good feeling that it will, but even if it doesn't, this is probably one of the best zombie series I have seen since Walking Dead. Yeah, it's good. It is absolutely spellbinding, and it's terrifying, and there are a lot of ethics and moral questions that are brought up, and it's quite a lot to mull over, because when they talk about that, it just makes you think that the those among the redeemed, as Amy calls them, they don't really adhere, that well, the rules of society, of humanity, don't really follow because they're not really alive. And it kind of makes you wonder, in society where people would be suffering from that, would that actually happen? I'm not sure. And Amy, she goes through something interesting in this episode too. They think that she's going rabid, that she's reverting to her carnal state where she would hurt people, without any inhibitions or anything, because she says the medication isn't having any effect anymore. She's with Philip now instead of being with Simon, because she knows. Well, they came out in the last episode. It was very subtle the way they did it. They came out and Kiernan told her how he felt about Simon, and I thought, oh, I mean, it was sweet. And then he went all rogue and decided to go ahead and go through with what the prophet told him to do, and I'm hoping that he doesn't do it. I really do, but I got that feeling that Simon is going to follow through, because he's the one that said, I thought I saw potential in you, but I was wrong, and I thought there was more to you. And actually Kiernan is listening more to his he's following his conscience and his moral compass more than Simon is. And Simon, it's still very conflicted, because Simon, in and of himself, he's very interesting, because he just shows the whole allegory of the government not working and science not really working. And in this case, and in this scenario, they don't really know whether this is something that will help the people that suffer from this disease to be cured, because it really isn't a cure in and of itself. It's more like a placebo. And yeah, it's very thought-provoking. But that's all I have to say about this particular episode. And one more episode to go, folks, so live long, prosper. Ciao, Tootsie!